Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Nhung from Hanoi, and now the headlines as usual.
Top 10 culture, sports and tourism events in 2022 announced. Vietnam attracts over $22.72 billion in FDI this year. And later on, to Vietnam's beaches among top 10 most popular destinations by TikTok.
The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism announced Vietnam's top 10 culture, sports and tourism events in 2022 on December 20th. Let's take a look.
In early 2022, the Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism issued an action plan to implement the conclusion of Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong at the National Cultural Conference 2021. The ministry also approved a strategy for cultural development in 2030.
At the third session of the 15th National Assembly, legislators passed the amended law on cinema in 2022, which will take effect from the 1st of January, 2023. The law covers commitments in relevant international treaties, to which Vietnam is party, and meets requirements for digital transformation in cinematic activities.
At the fourth session of the 15th National Assembly, lawmakers approved the amended law on domestic violence prevention and control, which will take effect from July 1, 2023. Its adoption received broad public attention.
UNESCO has recognized the Cham ethnic minorities' art of pottery making as an intangible cultural heritage in need of urgent safeguarding. Pottery making demonstrates Cham women's creativity and is based on community knowledge.
A collection of handwritten Chinese and Nam documents in the Chi Tinh province, and 78 stels on An Sun Mountain in Da Nang City, have been named Asia-Pacific Documentary Heritage by UNESCO. Vietnam now has 9 items on UNESCO's documentary heritage lists, including 3 on the world list, and 6 on the Asia-Pacific list.
Paris-based auction house Mian removed a golden imperial seal dating back to 1823 from the list of objects offered for sale at auction on the 31st of October. After negotiation efforts, the Vietnamese representative and Mian reached an agreement on deferring the auction of the seal, with the line "Treasure of the Emperor" on it. The repatriation of the seal aims to not only recover lost antiquities and cultural heritage, but also affirm the country's stature and influence. This is highly meaningful to safeguarding the integrity of cultural heritage, an important issue that UNESCO pays great attention to in cultural heritage preservation.
The 6th Hanoi International Film Festival opened on November 8, featuring 125 films from 56 nations and territories, including 45 of Vietnam. With a theme, cinema, humanity, adaptation, and development, the festival honored excellent international and Vietnamese cinematographic works, with high artistic value, imbued with humanity and creativity in cinematic language.
One of the most outstanding sporting events in 2022 was Vietnam's successful holding of the 31st SEA Games, from May 12 to 23. Vietnam ranked first in the medal tally, with 205 gold, 125 silver, and 116 bronze medals.
Vietnam's female football team became one of the 6 Asian representatives in the final round of the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. It was the first time Vietnam qualified for the finals. At SEA Games 31, the Vietnamese women's team also successfully defended their title championship.
Vietnam fully reopened its borders to international tourists from the 15th of March, after a long period of closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and also restored pre-pandemic visa policies. The country saw a strong rebound in domestic tourism in 2022, with the number of local visitors reaching 100 million, or 1.5 times higher than the annual target.
Vietnam attracted a total of more than $27.7 million in foreign direct investment as of December 20th, equal to 89% of the figure in the same time last year, according to the Ministry of Planning and Investment.
There were more than 2,000 newly registered FDI projects worth over $12.4 billion, up more than 17% year-on-year in the number of projects, but down 18.4% in value. Meanwhile, over 1,100 projects had their capital adjusted, with a total amount of over $10 billion. There were also 3,566 capital contributions and share purchases with a total amount of $5.15 billion, down over 6% and 25% respectively. Among 108 nations and territories pouring capital into Vietnam this year, Singapore ranked first with $6.46 billion. It was followed by the Republic of Korea and Japan.
Vietnam textile and garment export turnover to Indonesia reached over $10 million in September 2022, more than 4 times that in the previous month.
According to the market analysis tool TextPro of the US website Fiverr2 Fashion, the figure was over $2.3 million in August and more than $5.2 million in July. The increased trend was recorded in the third quarter of 2022 when the figure neared $17.7 million, up from $7.7 million in the second quarter. Indonesia's garment and textile imports from Vietnam reached over $53 million in 2021 and over $41 million in 2020. For the last few years, Indonesia has been a net importer of clothing products from Vietnam.
Nha Trang Beach and Vũng Tàu Beach in Vietnam have been ranked 3rd and 4th out of the 10 most popular beaches in the world on the basis of the number of views on TikTok.
The UK luxury holiday company Destination 2 conducted a survey rounding up the most popular beaches on TikTok using their hashtags, and ranked them based on the number of views. Survey results released at cnbc.com on December 25 show that Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia, topped the list of the 10 most beautiful beaches in the world. Nha Trang Beach in the central province of Can Ho and Vung Tau Beach in the southern province of Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu occupied the 3rd and 4th positions, with 64.6 million views and 61.9 million views respectively. Other beaches on the list are Waikiki Beach, the US, JBR Beach, Dubai, and Klingking Beach, Indonesia.
Hanoi's Department of Tourism has estimated that 18.7 million tourists visited the capital city in 2022, 4.7 times higher than the figure of 2021 and equal to 64.7% of the number in 2019, the year before the COVID-19 pandemic broke out.
The total number of visitors to Hanoi included 1.5 million foreign holiday makers and 17.2 million domestic visitors. Total revenue from tourism reached more than $2.54 billion, up 5.3% year-on-year. Hanoi, as a major tourism hub and a gateway to welcome international visitors, has been listed in many rankings by prestigious travel magazines and sites. It was named among the 25 best tourist destinations for food lovers in the world as voted by TripAdvisor. Especially, Hanoi was named the world's leading city break destination 2022 by the World Travel Awards. Throughout the year, Hanoi has stepped up tourism promotion activities at home and abroad, with new tours and destinations launched to serve tourists' demands. In 2023, Hanoi aims to attract some 22 million visitors and earn about $3.3 million in revenue, with annual increases of 17.6% and 28.2%, respectively.
2022 is considered a success for the tourism industry in Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province, as the number of visitors reached more than 12.6 million. Tourism businesses across the province have now prepared the best conditions to kickstart the 2023 tourism season.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu province welcomed over 12.6 million visitors in 2022 and raked in over $550 million in revenue. This is very much a success for the local tourism industry, given the challenges in the border opening period post-COVID-19. Along with putting a number of new tourism infrastructure projects into operation, the province has continually invested in upgrading facilities and introducing new products and services for next year.
The period to January 2023 will be the peak month, because it coincides with the Lunar New Year, or Tet holiday. Visitor numbers to Con Đảo are expected to be high. In addition to preparing staff, food, and promotional packages, we will also launch firework festivals and night markets.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tau's tourism industry will continue to diversify its tourism offerings in the 2023-2025 period to attract holidaymakers. It will also focus on improving the local environment and coastal landscapes and developing green spaces for coastal urban areas.
We are cooperating with Singaporean researchers in building green urban spaces.
The province is home to 3 important tourist centers: Vũng Tàu City, Xuyên Mộc District, and the Island District of Con Đảo. Vũng Tàu City and surrounding areas continue to focus on resort tourism, while Xuyên Mộc District will continue developing into a new tourism center, and Con Đảo is expected to become a historical, spiritual, and ecological tourism center.
Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu is home to 132 tourism projects, including 50 active projects. Authorities are helping businesses put the remaining projects into operation as soon as possible.
With many tourism stimulus and development programs in the southeast region, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu looks forward to the new year and anticipates vigorous growth.
A lot of cultural exchange activities have been held in both Vietnam and France, contributing importantly to bring the two countries' people closer.
In 2022, the Vietnamese embassy and representative agencies in France have successfully organized many cultural activities. Among them are the program following Uncle Ho's footsteps in the port cities of Le Havre and Saint-Andrés, rediscovering Vietnam in Paris, and Vietnamese Outside Show in Lyon. Besides, there were several programs to introduce culture, cuisine, traditional music, traditional martial arts, and promote tourism organized by the Vietnam Culture Center in France. They have left a good impression on the French people and tourists.
Vietnam's folk music tunes are very good, and its ethnic musical instruments are also very unique. We feel like we're in Vietnam without having to get on a plane to the country.
The year 2023 is forecast to be particularly eventful, with a series of activities held in both countries to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Paris Peace Accords, the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations, and the 10th anniversary of strategic partnership between Vietnam and France.
The bilateral relations between the two countries have developed in various fields, including culture, tourism, and sports. This is a favorable condition to promote cultural diplomacy activities in the coming time.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching and see you next time.